Yesterday I became a permanent resident of Mexico, which has been a while in the making. Giovanni and I have been here in Mexico almost 4 years. In this video we're going to be explaining how I got to this point, how I got my permanent residency, and how you can do the same thing. So if you don't know who we are and you don't know our story, we're just going to give a little timeline of exactly how we ended up where we are today.
So in 2020 we came from the Cayman Islands to Mexico for in a quick decision because we needed to leave the island. So we arrived in beautiful Playa del Carmen.
With our dog Ted, and I got granted my very first tourist visa. Then when that 6 months came to an end, because of all of the global restrictions, I wasn't actually able to leave the country because I couldn't go to my home country of South Africa. So we were able to get a humanitarian visa for me.
Illegal South African.
I've legally got 6 more months left in the country.
Then we went to South Africa, and on the way back, Simone was granted with another 6 months visa, tourist visa.
Yeah, and then during those 6 months, Giovanni proposed, we got engaged. We assumed because we were engaged and because we had already booked our wedding, we thought that it would just automatically extend our visa, which was absolutely not the case. We found that out at the very last moment, so we had to make a very quick trip over to Guatemala for a border run. Even though border runs are not illegal, they definitely are frowned upon, and it was never our intention to have to do that. It just kind of happened. When I arrived back in Mexico and went through customs, I only got 3 months on my tourist visa, and that is possibly due to the fact that I had already had quite a few tourist visas.
It's here.
But I only got 90 days. It's not ideal, but it's okay. It's okay, we're here.
You got married?
Yep.
At that point, she didn't need to leave the country, so we did all of the paperwork. She got her first year of residency.
This time last year, I got my 2nd year of temporary residency, and yesterday I got my permanent residency. If you were wondering, that's where we are, and that is how we got here. Gracias. So we've just arrived to the Legally in Mexico offices, which are literally like 50 steps away from immigration, so it's very convenient. What we have to do is get everything signed. We have to make copies of all of our official documents, and then we go to immigration, and essentially, as far as I know, we just have to pay, and that's it. That's like literally it, and I have permanent residency, which, yeah. We signed some papers, answered some questions, signed some more papers, and set off to the immigration offices, literally just around the corner. We waited 20 minutes before I was called in to sign even more papers and pay the 8,200 peso fee. Waiting for my biometrics took around 3 hours, which is pretty standard for this particular INM office. Up until this point, we have done all of the visas by ourselves, and every single time it has been a freaking pain. Just taking the last time that I got temporary residency as an example, we went back 5 times. That is why this time we decided to go with Legally in Mexico. This time by far was the most pleasant, the quickest. We didn't waste any unnecessary days, and it was an absolute breeze. If you are thinking of making the move to Playa del Carmen yourself, Giovanni and I have taken all of the information we've gathered over the last 4 years and packed it into a highly informational ebook called The Local's Guide to Living in Playa del Carmen. You can find that at fortheroadtravels.com. ¿Dónde vives? ¿Dónde vives? So if you are thinking of moving to Mexico yourself and you want to do it legally, which we would of course recommend, we're about to answer some of the most commonly asked questions about residency, but huge disclaimer, we obviously are not providing legal advice in any capacity. We're just answering questions that are readily available on the internet. Millie did answer some questions for us.
Hello, my name is Millie. Mildred, but everybody knows me as Millie Arceo. I have been doing immigration papers for the last 17 years.
But still, we would recommend consulting an immigration expert such as Millie Arceo or yourself just to get the facts 100% straight.
Yeah, for your specific case.
You get temporary residency and you get permanent residency. The type of residency that you're able to apply for completely depends on your own circumstances.
So people all the time are asking me, what is the best residency for them? Well, if you ask me, I think that the best residency is permanent, because It is just once in your life, and you really don't need to do anything else unless you change your address or change your name or like small things that it will be something easy to change. While with the temporary, you can have a property, you can have less savings in your bank account. You even can be working as a nomad and show proof in the Mexican consulate that you can work anywhere in the world, and that's the reason that you are moving to Mexico.
Because I married a beautiful Mexican citizen, mi esposo hermoso, I was able to go for temporary residency for 1 year, and then I had to get another year of temporary residency, and now I've got permanent residency.
If I'm in Tulum.
This is something that we cannot answer for certainty because it actually depends on which consulate you go to. Roughly in 2024, to get temporary residency, you need to prove at least 6 months of an income of over $4,000.
That's for
For
temporary.
For permanence, it's close to $7,000. It also depends on how you're applying for residency. Because I applied through paperwork, through marrying a
Right.
citizen, I don't have to prove any kind of financial status.
We pay 8,200 Mexican pesos.
There are a few ways that we know that you can go about this. Number one, marrying a Mexican. Number two, having a baby in Mexico. Number three, having a baby to a Mexican citizen, no matter where you are in the world. Number four, proving solvency. I'm sure there are other ways that you can go about getting residency, but those are the top ways that people come here legally.
Right now, since COVID, there is a new program that is like an amazing program. 2 rules. You needed to be in Mexico at least once between 2015 and 2022. And the second rule is that you are here in Mexico right now with an expired stamp in your passport. What will give you this program is a temporary residency for 4 years. This program is a temporary program. We don't know for how many years it's going to exist.
Are there any financial requirements?
Not financial requirements for the program.
What we're mentioning, these things can change from overnight too.
It is also another huge reason why it's such a good idea to go with a professional, because they are so up to date with all the new rules.
Well, getting an appointment normally takes around 3-4 hours of waiting in the waiting area in the immigration office. They have a new rule in the immigration office. Starting March 1st, we will need to get your original documents and a letter that you will sign giving us permission to book your appointment. We still be doing the line for 3-4 hours in order to get your appointment, but now we need to prove originals.
If you do try to do it by yourself, it's very difficult to find all of this updated information. ¿Habla inglés?
No, solo español.
Solo español. Okay, un momento, por favor.
Para ella tener la residencia, su forma migratoria que está como turista ahorita.
What is next for us? Like I mentioned earlier, I would really like to get my Mexican citizenship, to get my passport. Big thing, I would need to be a lot more fluent in español, pero yo practicando mucho más con Duolingo y yo hablar con mi esposo y mi español es más o menos.
Está mejorando.
Sí,
Ah.
pero necesito más practicando definitivamente. Definitivamente.
Necesito practicar más.
Necesitar practicar más. Necesito practicar más. By the way, if you guys want to join me on my Spanish learning quest, I'm on Duolingo. As far as I know, you also have to be able to sing the national anthem.
Not as crazy as Simon's national anthem has like 11 languages.
So we hope that this answered at least one or two of the questions you might have had about the residency process. If you are looking for very specific questions, there is a Legally in Mexico group on Facebook, and it is a fantastic resource. It's a highly engaged group, very positive, very helpful. We'd highly recommend joining that. And if you guys are planning on making the move to Mexico, let us know in the comments. Where are you moving from? Where are you moving to? Are you moving to Playa just like us?
Don't forget to check our website for theroadtravels.com, where you will find our Moving to Playa del Carmen guide as well as additional resources. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel if you haven't subscribed to our channel. That being said, we will see you in the next episode.
Hasta luego.
Question number 4.
Wait, I was picking my nose.
If I'm in Tulum. If I'm in Tulum.
Alright.
Okay, alright. Para vera.
What? Alright.
Okay, alright. It's just a way to say I just saying this because I got you papers or something.
I actually love you.
I love you too.